Perfect conditions for us, I'd say.
It certainly is, Captain. And welcome back, guys, to another GTA video. And in today's one we are going to be continuing on from where we left off yesterday with the Superyacht Life career progress. Now, we completed the first 3 missions yesterday. If you didn't see that video, go back and watch it. But we've got the final 3 today. And as you can see, I've already got 50% on Voyage and the 80% accuracy on D-Day when I helped Venom and Rico out with theirs. Now, I'm actually going to start off by going through D-Day first of all. It's actually the final mission on the list. But with the strategies that I use, this is by far the easiest out of the 3 missions to complete. And even though I've got the 80% accuracy already, doing it this way will get you all 3 of the requirements for the tier 4 progress. So the way that you want to do this mission is just follow the directions it's given you at the start. Jump into your submarine, head over to the yacht. Now, you want to get inside the yellow circled area that surrounds the yacht. Once you're there, you want to surface, and you do want to trigger the enemy boss on the yacht. If you don't trigger the enemy boss on the yacht, you won't be able to shoot any of your weapons. You will be able to bring them out, however you won't be able to aim or shoot them, as you can see here. So if this does happen to you, simply jump back in the sub and get a little bit closer to the yacht under the water. First of all, you've got to be aware there are 2 boats, 2 dinghies that sort of circle the yacht, but there you can see I've triggered the enemy boss at the front end of the yacht. Now, you want to go back to the same position I'm in and surface. Once you're on the surface, what you want to do is get your homing launcher and fire a missile at that helicopter. Try not to fall off. So what I'm doing is just taking aim with my rifle and then a quick change over to the homing launcher and shoot the missile. It does explode on the yacht. It might not look as if it does anything, but all you need to do is jump back into your mini sub, dive under the water and head away, then you'll get the trigger. And it really is as simple as that. That will be you passed with all 3 requirements of the tier 4 challenge done. As you can see, I've got the 50% and the hard mode, but you would get the accuracy as well. I've already got it. Moving on now to Icebreaker. Now, I do require all 3 elements of the tier 4 challenge. So the hard mode without snacks and armour, the 50% damage and the 80% accuracy. But as you can see, I've called in my Pegasus Buzzard. If I had a Savage, I probably would use that, but I don't have a Savage, so Buzzard is my next best option. And you just spend a bit of time firing missiles at the enemies on the roof. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't actually target the air conditioning, air cooler units that you're trying to take out, so you do have to try and sort of free aim as many of them as you can before you actually need to land and take the other ones out. And as you saw there are enemy helicopters that do spawn in. Now, they are quite relentless, so you do want to try and get them taken out as quickly as possible as soon as they spawn in. Now, I did get a little bit impatient with my free aim. I don't know what was going on with my free aim with the Buzzard missiles today, but I got a little bit impatient and just landed on the roof to take out the rest of them. Now, this undoubtedly lost me my 50% damage, but I can go back and do it on normal mode to get the 50% damage one. But as you can see, it's just a matter of taking out, there are 2 or 3 that are sort of hidden behind the one just below me that I got, and then there's one behind me towards the front of the building, and we'll just make our way along there just now and take that one out. But you do need to be wary if you do land on the roof. Just be aware that these enemies do consistently spawn, and as you can see, this one is on a ledge between these 2 buildings just at the front. Now that last one's been taken out, we're going to head over to the truck and there are more enemies that spawn in, both next to the truck and at the front entrance to this roadway here, so take your time and be aware that they do spawn in there. And we take them out all cleanly enough. This last one, and he's gone. Now when you're driving the Benson, you do need to be aware that our helicopters do spawn in, and the enemies do spawn in on cars as well. Try not to crash and try not to let those enemy cars get in front of you, or it could be trouble. But as you can see, we got through that one, getting the hard mode with snow snacks or armour and the 80% accuracy. Jumping back in on normal mode, got the buzzard, and I've also got Venom along with me to help me out. So if you do have a friend or friends to help you out, this is probably the best position for you or the friend that wants to get all the requirements to be in. You can quite safely stand up here. Obviously I've already got the 80%, so I'm just using my sniper to take out any of the air conditioning units that I can with that. But it also allows you to take out these helicopters while your friends are in round about the building itself. Now Venom decided not to use the buzzard. He did in fact go and get his own Savage. So while he was away, I took out a good number of those air conditioning units and all the 4 of the enemy helicopters that spawn in that first section. But when Venom came back with his Savage, he made light work of the remaining coolers, and on heading down to get the truck, I just provided some sort of overwatch with a sniper, taking out some of the enemies on the ground and a couple on the roof, just to make sure he got to the Benson fairly safely. And also with the helicopters, taking out a couple of them that I could reach before they disappeared out of sight. And once it gets to that sort of point, it's just a case of sitting and waiting until your friend delivers the truck. And that completes all 3 requirements for the Icebreaker mission. And you can see you got the pop up there. But moving on now to Voyage. Now on this one I did already have the 50% damage, so I wasn't concerned about that. It was mainly the hard mode and the 80% accuracy. But to start things off, you do want to be using either your homing launcher or your grenade launcher. I did find that the grenade launcher was a lot easier to take out these helicopters. And when the helicopters are on the map, you want to stay in this sort of middle area that provides a little bit of cover, but still allows you to fire your grenade launcher. Once you've taken out the helicopters, you do want to concentrate on the dinghies on either side of the yacht, and I'm just simply using sticky bombs here, just throwing them over and detonating them once they get to the dinghies. Once the dinghies and the helicopters are out, you do need to take out some of the enemies on board the yacht before the next wave triggers. So if you come along the sides, you can jump up on top of one of these boxes to get a couple of the guys at the front. This one on the left hand side at the front, I couldn't actually get a line of sight to him, so just left him be. And if you move to the back of the boat, you can throw sticky bombs or grenades just down to the back of the boat, and that should take out a few of the enemies for you as well. But once you've taken those enemies out, it will trigger the next wave, and you'll have another couple of helicopters coming in, some more boats, and you want to be back in this middle area. Now you want to take out the helicopters as quickly as possible. They will drop some enemies onto the boat if they are not taken out quickly enough. As for the helicopter at the front of the boat, you can try and get a grenade launcher through the roof of the centre area towards the front of the boat and try and hit it that way. Or this is a slightly more dangerous option. I did try a couple of shots there, probably not my best idea. You've got to look out for the grenades themselves actually ricocheting back towards you. But if you jump up on top of this box here, you can get a clean shot with the grenade launcher. You just need to be careful of the miniguns on the Wizard. But as you can see, he's a little bit too far to the left, so I'll try some sticky bombs, but the throw's not quite enough to get there to explode him. But he does drift over to the right, and that allows me to go back to the grenade launcher, and it's a fairly easy shot from there once he's moved out from the cover that he had. Now it should be back onto the dinghies, but do keep an eye on the minimap, look out for any enemies that are on the same level as yourself. As you see, I've got one that's actually come up. But once I've taken him out, it's onto the dinghies again at the side, and that is the way you want to prioritise all the enemies. You want to target the helicopters first, then the dinghies, and then the enemies that are actually on the boat. Now at this point I'm still fairly confident that I've got the 80% accuracy, so I'm taking my time, and you can actually shoot through that tarpaulin that's at the edge of the helipad there. But you need to be aware because the enemies can shoot you through it, as you saw there. But you do need to take out a few more enemies before the next wave triggers. And even with that one taken out, I still need to take out a few more, and there are a couple on this level. One on either side, and as you saw the one at the front that came running at me. But with them taken out, we're moving on to the third wave of helicopters and boats that are coming in. And as you can see, it was that dark I was struggling to even get up the stairs. But you want to get back into this middle area at the top again before the helicopters get there, and try and get the helicopters out as quickly as possible. And this time I do go for the slightly safer option of the grenade launcher over the top for this helicopter at the front. You do need to be careful of the bounce back, so don't aim it too low, but at the same time you don't want to aim it too high, it will bounce off the ridge just above your head. But with the helicopters taken out, again it's just onto the dinghies on either side, and then a few more enemies on the boat itself. And once you've taken out those enemies at the front or wherever they are on the ship, the final wave will spawn in. And with this wave, once you've taken out enough enemies, it will power the boat back up, and you will have the air defences, so that will take out any remaining helicopters as well. So with this other helicopter being taken out, you can see all the helicopters that have spawned in, but we do have power back, and the air defences will take out the rest of them. So you now need to be worrying about the enemies, because they will start running towards you. And this is where my 80% accuracy definitely went down the drain. But it's just a matter of taking out the remaining dinghies and any enemies that are left on the yacht itself. This one here's got the reflexes of a cat, ducking out the way just about every shot. But finally take them out, and that is it completed. Now, I did actually get the hard mode without any snacks or armour, although you may have seen me picking up the armour and the health packs on the yacht. They don't actually count towards that award, so you can actually pick them up. But jumping back in, and Venom came along to help me, well, for most of the part until he died, and that left me at the end of the mission itself, just to take out all the enemies and the remaining yacht. And because we had completed it on the hard mode without snacks or armour, this is on the normal mode, so it is slightly easier, and that's probably the best way to do it. If you concentrate on the hard mode first of all, don't worry about the damage or the accuracy. Get the hard mode with no snacks and armour out the way first. You can then jump back into it on the normal, easier mode to get either the 80% accuracy or the 50% damage requirements. But that remaining dinghy does actually float away or drive away without me actually having to take it out, which only leaves these two enemies at the front. So I've got one at the front and one at the top. So a huge thanks to Venom for helping me out on both of those missions. But that is that 80% accuracy attained, and that means we can go in and collect the rewards, which is the 5000 RP 150,000 GT dollars, and the Superyacht Life hoodie. But there you have it guys, that does complete another one of the career progress. I think that's me on 12 completed now, and I should have another one completed for you for tomorrow. Now if you did enjoy the video or did find it useful, do leave a like, and as you may notice I am closing in on the 1,000 subscribers, so if you are new here, why not consider subscribing. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.